Don't we just love them? And today, in news that will only serve to bring us closer to them in mind, body and spirit, it's been revealed just how much money our former Prime Ministers continue to charge us, the taxpayers. And guess what? It's a big number.
Sure, Australians might be battling with supermarket price gouging and budget-crippling interest rate rises, but don't close your wallets just yet. Because today we learnt that in 2022, 6 of our former Prime Ministers charged taxpayers $1.6 million for office expenses and other assorted bumfluffery. How lovely for them.
I have done everything I can.
Malcolm Turnbull came in on top with $410,000. John Howard a close second at $395,000. Go, Johnny. Yeah! And Tony Abbott claimed $348,000. It's all for things like flights, office expenses, communications and cars. Pfft. I'll tell you what, with so much spent on bling like that, I hope they're at least making some killer Insta reels. It warms your heart, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
You're not saying anything, Tony.
Oh, no, it stinks a bit.
It's not right.
I'm shocked.
Feels like a lot of money.
Does not pass the pub test.
People are struggling, and why should they get all these things?
Our ex-PMs are entitled to this because of a delightful thing called the Life Gold Pass. Sort of like a Wonka golden ticket, but without the grandpa and his foul-smelling pyjamas. Anyway, it allows them to claim taxpayer money for offices, cars, smartphones, stationery and travel, all until the day they die. Yes, Kevin, you will die one day.
Why can't they live the same as what we do? Why do they have to have all this extravagance? We're all doing it tough and we're all making, cuts wherever we can.
I think they could probably have less avocado on toast.
But not content with the current gravy train, Tony Abbott is now also asking for extra poly benefits, the lifelong pensions that were scrapped 20 years ago, to be reinstated, so all MPs can make it rain all the time. He reckons this will stop pollies from being tempted by evil, which is nice.
Some financial security for former ministers is important if we're not to risk governmental decisions being made with at least one eye towards future job prospects.
Cheeky response, Tone.
I've given you the response you deserve.
Well, someone who loves federal politicians so much that she's practically moved into Parliament House is The Guardian's Amy Remeikis. Amy, does Tony Abbott kind of have a point? Will federal pollies be less tempted by lobbyists while in office if they're guaranteed a golden goodbye?
Well, I mean, probably, because who wouldn't be tempted by not working or being paid not to work for the rest of their lives? I mean, I don't think I'd be getting out of bed if someone was going to be giving me, 75% of a six-figure salary for the rest of my life. But I don't think it should be that much of a binary choice, which Tony Abbott is presenting here. He's basically saying that, well, politicians can do one of two things, be a politician or lobby other politicians once they get out. And that's a symptom of what we've seen happen in modern politics, whereas people now go into politics as a lifetime career. It used to be in, out, off you went and lived the rest of your life, but they don't tend to do that anymore.
So what do they do? Like, if you're a former PM and then suddenly you're off back into the normal world, what are the most of them end up doing, and does that make any of these expenses actually legit?
Well, I mean, they do a lot of talks, they write a lot of correspondence, they fly around the world and they hear from like-minded former politicians, they go on speaking tours, they like to just, have a bit of a gander and talk about the good old days, about when they were in politics and when they were leading things and what should be happening by the people who are leading things now. Although there is occasionally, the actual legit thing that they do, it's mostly just, flying around, having a bit of a look at what the rest of the world is doing and having a bit of a chat.
So, Amy, do you think the Life Gold Pass, does it pass the pub test?
Well, it doesn't pass the pub test, and Malcolm Turnbull pretty much decided that. John Howard slowly chipped away at it, and then Malcolm Turnbull basically put the final stamp against the gold pass. So there's not too many politicians left in the parliament who are actually entitled to these sorts of trips. That being said, there has been some good work done. I mean, we send former prime ministers off to be our unofficial, official ambassadors to things, to try and smooth things over when there's been a bit of a diplomatic incident president. But by and large, I think most people expect that once politicians are out of Parliament, that they go and live their lives and get a job. I mean, there's a construction shortage. I'm sure some of them could just get on the tools.
Not all of them hold a screwdriver, though. That's
Tony Abbott holds a squeegee. He was at my life. It's very annoying.
Some of them don't hold a hose, it's true. So, yeah, that does limit some of their jobs.
Amy, before you go, Labor was handed a pretty brutal defeat in the Queensland state by-elections last night. Is the Queensland public turning against them, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, brutal is one word for it. Absolute annihilation is another. I think the Queensland public have been turning against Queensland Labor for some time. I mean, the polls are all pointing to the fact that the new Premier, Stephen Miles, hasn't done enough to be able to allay people's concerns. And I think that come October, the LNP will get their third chance at a Queensland government since 1989.
Amy, you deserve a gold life pass, or even a life gold pass.
For the cardigan, at least.
Yeah, that's right.
Or just an escape from this building. I mean, like, I would take that. That's all the rewards you need.
Get out of here. Amy Remeikis, thanks for your time.
Thank you.